This is Arukh HaShulchan. You're there. Siman Yudalid. Sif Vav to test. This is day 59 of the supplemental cycle of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. The wrong place here. Vav. Commercial BTS Rosh Abikil. Just like when the majority when the head comes out, it's like it's born. Commercial BTS Uber so too if the majority of the torso of the Uber comes out. She gets a rub of the majority and the head comes out. Apollo Rosho even without the head. The majority body comes out even without the head. Next hill is considered born. The Mishnah, as we learned, the Mishnah in Vakir terms of an animal which is giving birth for the first time. Which time the comments to Mishin your test. It's going to be clarified later on. I feel even if only half came out, El Shuburov Aver. But it also comes out, including that half, as a majority of a specific limb. Such as within the half of the animal, most of the hand came out. If we reckon by the totality of the fetus, the only half of it came out. Or I feel pachas out, even a little bit less. But if we combine the minority of the hand, which is inside a row, with the majority of it, which is with the majority of the hand, which is outside, the majority of the fetus. Also, Vamina de tre rube. We say two robes. The miut hayad sheshaliach harov hayad shebechutz. The minority of the hand, we let's put a good word here. Attribute to the this is a better word, but anyway, we attribute to the majority of the hand outside. The entire hand is outside, and then we attribute the minority of the uber, which is still in the womb, as going by the majority. We don't do this for lenient purposes. Going to church as shiyatza rov ubar, if the majority of the fetus came out, with togs and within this majority yesh miyud there's a minority of a hand. We don't say let the minority on the outside follow the majority on the outside, and we attribute it to that. As if the entire hand is still inside. And then only a minority of the fetus on the outside. We don't say this. The minority of the hand which is outside. Next in Masha Yotza, it's considered by to attribute that with which went out. Vava Rubo, and it's a majority of the totality. Vava code, and it is as if it's born. Vav Zayin Vatam Bazeh. The reason for this is the Muruba B'miut Arab Shita Shchash Yolud. If the majority comes out with a minority of a specific limb. Well, Tom said the ruba b'miut ever shita shchashkil that when the majority comes out, the animal comes out, even though one or more of the limbs is still majority inside. We do not forsake the majority of the fetus, which is outside, to attribute it to the minority of the hand, which is inside. Certainly, the majority of the fetus is considered more significant than the majority of a specific limb. But if you have half came out, in the majority of the limb, have is fake the din of Moshe, that's a question of the Gemara there. By some of you, do we consider the majority of the specific limb as if it's the majority of the fetus? That it draws the status of the minority of the limb towards it. That's the question. Period. Therefore, it's not symmetrical here. The rubo b'miut aver. If majority of the animal comes out, the fetus comes out with the minority with specific limb, it's as if it's born. Whether that's cool or chum for your purposes. But if half it comes out with the majority of the limb, it's not considered to be born in terms of the chumrah. As if it's a 9-month term and requires shechita now on its own. That which came out remains forbidden. The Shema ain't because maybe it's not like it's born. The Shema became mutzah by the shechita of its mother. But maybe not. So whatever came out remains also. The Torah did not elaborate on this. Samach as so much custom still comments in your test. He relies on the fact that he deals with it later on in test when it comes to dealing with the bechol. Um, Chain Marama Loy Bidin Zeh, when does mean Zalacha, prepare came of Machos. So she's not Machos, Mashkas Perda Bechoros, you realize that which he wrote by Bechoros. Ches, because Uber, also we have to deal with the fetus. Does Yesh Sub and Chetzio Brovaver? So the question, which is has called Chumrah, when a minority comes out with including the majority of a specific limb. But it's only dealing just with a limb. Shita Lo Shadim Mutach Aruba, we don't say the minority follows the majority. Chedi Motzi Rovi, although there it extends most of his hand, Lo Nesar Midyat, it's not enough to ask the minority of the hand which remains inside. Why? But Tam, the reason is Mishun Kaimlo, because we have a principle, Ein Leidol Levolim. There's no birth for limbs. Later. One limb, you can't say it's born. The number that have a kill is to say it's born, and the minority should follow the majority. The minority of the limb should follow the majority of the gym. The majority of the limb. The Dafka Shogel wrote Upo only comes the majority of the fetus itself. The Avakil, which is to be as if it's born. The Ushach Lomarkane, then you could say this will be even not by a limb. She was a show of Ein Elin who Kiyolud. Interesting moments here. The significance of robe is only in terms of something being born. And then later born. That's test. Double partial, it's obvious. I should forbid the limb which exited the womb. You want to permit the fetus with the mother shchita. I mean, the case where you can't permit it with the mother shchita, such as the mother's treifa, and the vlad is 9-month term fetus. The tzarech shchita also requires shchita itself. The aver goes mutter as well. Shchitas also terkov, you can able to shecht it itself. That's matter everything. Certainly, if the fetus is born before the mother shechted, it doesn't matter that earlier it extended a specific limb. This is how any animal is born. They extend part of the limb, and they put it back in until the entirety is born. But it became permissible with the shita of its mother. I feel that's a chai achas shchita. So even came out live after shchita. He's gadol, and it became grew up. The midrabanan so shchita out, and the midrabanan requires its own shchita. Never came to minatorah having a shachot since midarais is as if it's shechted. Nesara ever, the limb became osir. I suppose when the mother became shefer, the minatorah so shchita atzmo. Anyway, midarais requires shchita by itself. Hutar gama ever, the limb is mutter as well.